dead.
2 weeks. That's it. That's all you have, and then Santa's dead.
Then it's great.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
On Santa?
Commit to something.
I can't. I've already committed to too much.
Yeah.
I guess I should start. You know what? I do before I even begin. I just want to preface this that between some insurance stuff that we're dealing with in the family and the news and the shootings in this country, I am really going to try to not drop 3 F-bombs today. That is my objective. I'm going to try and be a good boy. But I'm pissed off, people. Let's get ready. Before we begin, let's do some thanks. Scratch Labs, people, the best flavor, ingredients, and variety for sports nutrition out there, hands down. Check out the brilliant cookbooks and constant new flavors and methods to get you to the finish. Your stomach will thank you on the next long ride. Use the Scratch Labs link at packfiller.com. Next off, Giro Sport Design, people. As I said earlier, and I'll say it again, they are the OGs of helmet design. They are. If it weren't for Giro, we'd all be wearing salad bowls. Giro revolutionized the helmet industry and has since continued the greatness, not only brain buckets, but some of the finest cycling footwear out there. Trust us. Trust Jackson. Get to Giro.com today. Tell them Packfiller sent ya. And finally, Untapped Maple, people. I don't have my pen in my hand, so I'm hitting my glass with my finger. That's right, Untapped is back. If you were up to speed on Ted King's adventures, the formula is 1 packet per hour, I guess he did. He did a 200-miler, and he's did 1 gel packet per hour, and along with, I guess, one of the stroopwafels every other hour, and that powered him through the whole thing. So there you go. If you're just like Ted King, you can do that then, apparently. Add in the great Maple-Aid and you're fueled. Use the link at Packfiller to get to the Untapped way of life. So let's do this, shall we? Whoa, the theme already started. Wow.
There you go.
This is going to make me crazy. My headphones are so quiet today just to take care of Precious David and his
because you guys are on like the same
virgin baby ears. It
still
is?
loud? I mean,
do you want to switch headphones?
Yeah, he's half deaf.
What? No? Well, the voice, God, it's kind of tinny now.
This is better.
Yeah, those are nice, aren't they? I can hear everybody, but these just sound like absolute garbage in a handbasket. Wow, I didn't realize how nice I had it.
I think his headphones are pretty good.
I almost said the F word. All right, everyone, get in, sit down, shut up, and hold on. We have a lot of stuff to get through tonight, and it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, people. Welcome to Life on Two Wheels. Welcome to the Packfiller Podcast. This is our 367th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big. Great.
Suck on that, cycling tips. And our first...
Kick them while they're dead. Huh?
I mean, Outside Magazine.
Yeah, there you go. Screw them.
And our first house party. That's right. We're dancing on the ceiling. We're partying like it's 1999. We are fighting for our right to party and many other 80s references. Why are we celebrating, you ask? Well, isn't it obvious? Bike racing's back.
Oh.
Oh, and Paul has entered a new age group.
Yeah.
He's entered a new cycling age group. Do they go beyond? It used to be
it's a
veterans,
60 and above.
masters.
Yeah.
No,
It's
they
just
have
plus?
70 plus.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
road-
There's even an 80 plus.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. I'm getting stars and stripes in 80 plus.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
baby
playing the
steps.
long game.
Let's get to the festivities, shall we? Wow, the theme ran already because I had to switch out headphones. When I introduce you, please respond with an answer to the following. What makes you cry? What makes you cry? First of all, he's not only back from his training camp, he has officially entered a new decade. Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
I'm all right.
Are you really?
Well, I'm a little bit tired. I'm taking Geritol now.
Yeah.
What's Geritol?
I knew that.
Takes
it's
a while.
It's an old people's vitamin.
Oh.
It was
Old.
Geritol.
It's
Old.
no-
It's probably not even around
No.
anymore, is it? No.
I'm sure
No.
it is.
Never heard of it.
It's got to
See?
be around.
It's kind of like the
Stated
thought that
ourselves.
everybody thinks like drink what is it, club soda or whatever it is for the
Vinegar.
no.
My
after
father-in-law always
when you're
used to
cramping up. What is it that you
Pickle juice.
No, not pickle juice. It's a carbonated beverage. It's like tonic water. That's it. Thank you for the
With gin,
Gin
and a
is
lime.
very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No,
I won't
no.
cramp.
Yeah. See,
Good gin and
you guys are
tonic.
trying to make fun of the old people, but you haven't done the research.
You're just stumbling. And you just look stupid.
Now you're just embarrassing yourself. God, I'm sounding older than every second. It's like, you're so stupid.
You young buck.
Idiot.
You don't know what Geritol is? No.
Give me my Doan's pills. That's
Yeah.
one. That's an old
Yeah.
one. Paul, as you sip, what makes you cry?
Realizing that rim brakes are going to disappear. I know it's going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. But no, I tell you, what makes me cry, as an electrician, you deal with a hammer, believe it or not, every once in a while. And it's always, you got to get these staples started. And they have these TGIs that are engineered lumber, like truss.
Yeah.
And it's like hitting into rubber, and it bounces back, and you're holding, and bam. And if you hit your thumb once, you're going to hit it the rest of the day. You just keep beating it, But you can go for a long streak without hitting your thumb.
Really?
It's like
By
biting
the
your
end of the
lip.
day, I'm in tears, yeah.
It's like biting your lip.
Yeah, exactly.
You
That
just
one
do it.
spot. Yeah.
Well, that's because your lip swells up. Though.
Yeah.
Well, same with your
Yeah.
thumb.
Oh, your thumb. So
It's
your
like
thumb's
Fred
twice the size.
Flintstone. It's like this.
There's another reference.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's back.
Second of all, in our list of panel tonight, he's the ketone killer, Mr. David Waples. Everybody at home
Did
just
anybody
like going.
drink that?
Everybody's at home just going. Well, shit.
Yeah.
Wasted
$88,
$88.
Yeah.
$88.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Did we lose those?
Yep.
Oh,
$88. One of you guys took them home, right?
I don't have them.
I don't have them.
I don't have them. That means you have them.
I feel good, bro.
Yeah. You're all jacked up. Like a
I left
Spidey
them here.
monkey.
There's no way I'm drinking that. That'll give me a stomach cramp.
Dr. David Waples, what makes you cry? Do I have to call you doctor? Do you make people call you doctor in casual conversations?
No, just
no, he's the guy. He's the one dude that will say like, "I'm Dave."
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I just call him Dr. Dave because it's easy.
Just to
It's like
piss him
Dr.
off.
Dan too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you call him that in like casual conversation?
Yeah. And his
Oh.
fiance, Dr. Dan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
Really?
It's a long story. But
Was
yeah.
it the question directed to him or him?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. What makes you
The
cry,
dominant
sir?
older brother?
Well, it's got to be something at work. That's about the only thing that makes me cry. I would say probably when I care more about somebody's health than they do. It tends to get to you.
Does it?
Yeah, well, because then all of a sudden you realize you're beating your head against a dead wall.
And they just want
or
more
a
pills.
brick wall. Well, whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's not, you want more for them than they want for themselves, and that usually sucks.
Wow, he really took that.
That
on
was
a
real.
I don't
serious
have anything
tone.
else. I was like, I don't really, I can't believe Paul cries when he hits his thumb.
Yeah. What a little.
When the thumbnail goes flying across the
Unless
room,
he-
it's
yeah.
like,
Jeez.
it's going to take months. Grow that back.
So much for my hand modeling game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. 30's got a new FTP, Mr. Sam Waples. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny though how my goal, and I was so vocal that I wanted 300 and I got 299. That's funny. So, but my thing,
It's karma. Wait, did that make you cry?
actually, yeah, it did break a part of me inside. But no, I'm going to feed into my neuroses, and I'm going to say the things that make me cry are like when people have not matching socks.
Oh.
That makes me cry. When
Yeah.
people have not matching water
You're
bottles on
going
their
to
bike.
hate EF education.
Oh, really? You're.
Oh, I'm telling you, all these things. I'm just like, why did you do that?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay. No.
I think about this type of stuff.
So we all have our neuroses, and that's actually makes me feel a little bit more home.
Yeah.
I like that. 30's the only guy in the room that doesn't deserve the current category he is racing in, Mr. Jackson Bolger. I'm not saying you should be demoted,
No, I know.
and I'm not saying you're a sandbagger.
You are.
Thanks. Well, it's not
He hasn't had
my
enough
own
races.
fault.
He's not,
yeah.
he's trying not to. So, how are you, man?
I'm good. Let's see.
What makes you cry, Jackson?
What doesn't make me cry? That's the real question. Toy Story 4. That's one.
Which one's that? Is that the one?
That's the last one.
Is that the one where they're sliding down the garbage chute?
Well, that's 3. That one also
one
makes you
messed
cry.
me up,
So
man.
does number 1, and so does number 2.
What
But
a
number
wholesome
4.
answer.
Number 4 is. Well, that's the funniest answer, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that number 4 is sad because Woody leaves the pack. Spoiler alert.
I hadn't watched
Leaves
it
the
yet.
pack.
but
How, what?
You know how there's like a pack of toys?
Where does he go?
Woody leaves to go be with his little Bo Peep, who's like the love of his life.
That bitch.
But it's like it's so
Breaking up the family.
Just call her Yoko.
Yeah.
It was like a wholesome sad. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
This is so.
Where does he go to live with her?
Well, like they live.
We're not talking about bike racing now.
No,
We're gonna
no.
just
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about the
no.
Toy Story
They live.
movies.
I think they live in like this playground. Yeah.
In the sky.
No, they're toys. They can't die.
How can you live in a playground? You get all dirty in the rain. It'll rain on you, and then it'll rot away.
I
have so many
These
questions.
are living toys. What type of real like story is this?
Which one's
like,
the father in this?
And
But
what are
wait
the
a minute,
babies
Dad.
This is a porcelain toy. It's a movie.
There's 3 a.m. for my brain.
God.
Hell. Oh, me now. I'm all alone in my age group. That's my introduction. Unless Jack races. But let's be honest, we got a better chance of world peace and guns being banned. Jack's gonna text me immediately when he hears that one. I cry. I basically cry at a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Nothing personal. This weekend I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's kind of a action-y movie, but I bawled at the end of it. You know, when she's talking about how much, you know, it's just like, I'll take all these moments. You know, I know there are only so many moments, but I'll take these ones and cherish them. And I'm just like, oh God, this.
Michelle, I love
And I fight it, so I don't blink.
Oh.
So I'm like, if I blink, the tears are going to come. And the tears are going to come. And then my wife looks over at me a couple times, and I'm just like going, what? It's a good movie. And then I blink once or something like that, and they just go goosh down to my face. And I'm just kind of trying to wipe my eyes without her noticing it. And then the giveaway of giveaways is the...
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll do it right there.
I'm a baby. I cry at movies all the time, man.
Your T levels might be a little low.
It's just,
I'm
I
just
cry at occasional commercials.
Did you cry at Top Gun Maverick?
No, I didn't cry.
You
at
don't
Top
have a
Gun
heart.
Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is cheese-o-rama.
It's perfect.
It's, yeah. Gentlemen, let's start out slowly. Everybody but Paul, how's your training going? Who trained this week? So Sam, the new FTP is $299.
Yeah, I will say this last week, so I took it pretty seriously, and then I was like, oh, I'm about due for an FTP test because my rides are feeling easier. And I had the previous time I was like, I did 6 rides in a row, and I was kind of cooked, but I wasn't absolutely dead. So I'm like, I should probably bump it up. So I did an FTP test, took 2 days off, took an FTP test, $299, stoked about that number, hoping for higher by the spring. And then hard ride Sunday, and then 1 ride yesterday. I did 4 rides total in the last week. But this next week's going to be pretty much a break week because I'm going on vacation.
Is this Hawaii?
Nope.
Oh.
Hawaii's March. This is Oregon Coast.
Oh. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody wants Sam's address, in case they want to break into his house.
It is.
Do you ever think about it? I always get the old people who say, don't say anybody where you're going. They're going to break into your house. I'm like, yeah, my Facebook page is that popular. People are like going, oh, man, Bulger's gone.
Yeah. What has he got?
Still
Smash
shit.
and grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got apparently 1 set of shitty headphones.
Yeah. He dumped anything that's worthwhile in the dumpster about like 2 months ago.
The most
Yeah.
wonderful purge I've ever had since a Taco Bell shit. David, update on the new bike?
I got the everything except for the frame. The frame should be here tomorrow.
Really?
Or the next day. I'm not quite sure.
So you are building this bad boy from scratch, or are you going to make your brother do it?
He'll have to help me. I haven't actually ever assembled disc brakes before.
Really?
Yeah.
They're stupid.
Talk about
Well,
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple
trying to
disc
make you
brakes
cry
and
right
get him.
now.
That. Oh man, I've got all the tools. I got a wicked set of tools, man. No, I've got it all, but I've never attempted it yet. I think that
You
might-
have everything for like disc and all that?
Yeah, the whole.
Oh, yeah, we
bleed
need to do
kit,
the video.
all that stuff. Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious videos
Yeah.
watching me just get doused.
Yeah.
My whole room just like.
Covered
Yeah.
in dot fluid.
Dot fluid everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is like melting and corroding around you.
Are you training? Do you have time to train, or is
This last week was not a good training week because I've been on a 2-week ski patrol rotation, so I was skiing every day. So
What's
That's
a
good
ski
training.
I
patrol
was
rotation?
helping out with ski patrol at Mount Spokane.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this part of the job?
It was.
Yeah.
I'm no longer doing it. So
What the what?
I was doing that for I did 11 days. Basically, I mean that's kind of training, like 11 days of skiing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I got a question for you. Do you do the rotation of the Spokane Indians baseball team?
That's the internal or the family medicine
Oh,
folks.
you know
So
anybody can get me in? Because I've used that ticket before and got to watch some Indians baseball for free.
Yeah.
Danielle and I do them in the spring.
Wow.
So maybe you guys will have to go with us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because she does it, and then you get 3 extra tickets,
and you're behind home plate.
and as much beer as you want.
Yeah.
Except for her, she can't.
Yeah, she can't,
She
'cause she's
can't.
on
She's,
the-
the physician, but I.
She
can,
chases down the people that get hit by a fly ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Or the people
Yeah.
that
Steals
have
their
lemonade.
beer, brings them back to you.
Yeah.
Or
He
they-
won't be
Yeah.
needing this. Here you go.
Yeah.
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 Mind the tooth.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
great
yes,
episode
I
so
that's
far.
my tool.
Did I ask you, Jackson, how your training's going?
Fine. I mean, I got cold again, so great.
God.
Yep.
Not kids. Yeah.
So, yeah, I rode yesterday, and then I rode on Monday of last week. So, yeah.
You got kind of a deep voice. I was wondering if it was the new mic or anything, but you're kind of.
No, this
Hey.
one's taken my voice away a little bit. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Jeez.
Super enthused about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kind of just holding on, or are you up in the ante a little bit here?
I'm just at this point. I'm just riding how I would if I were able to go outside. So
Okay.
going hard when the hills come or when I want to. And I've found that has worked for the past couple of years. I have never really structured myself too much because I think that gives me anxiety, which is kind of funny. But yeah, and it's shown that it's not bad. So
Right on.
yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I'm in the same boat as you, Sam. And first of all, I had a little bit of a letdown this week in the fact that I have been, except for Tuesdays, on dry January, and so my whoop scores have gone. They're like, who did you give the strap to? And when are you coming back? I mean, it's just like the whole algorithm. You know, it's like there's somebody at the mainframe going, everything's wrong. The entire algorithm screwed up. Some Bulger's getting great numbers, and so it finally figured me out. And so it's like, if you scroll back over the last 3 weeks, it's like your average heart rate is that now and now it's plummeted, and it's because it's figured out like, oh, the new you, this is your new norm. And so that's kind of a letdown. It's like all my green days are now slightly yellow, and I'm like, well, then what's the point? I'm just going to
Start drinking
just
again.
open a bottle and just start sucking it down. So there's that, and then there's the fact that there's the workouts are actually going well, and I think I need to do a new test this weekend, the 4DP, because last time I did the ramp test, which is the half Monty on.
Whoop.
Whoop.
No, wahoo.
Wahoo.
Yeah.
And then which is good, but it doesn't give you your sprint or your
20-minute, right?
5 minute. I think it gives you the 20-minute and one other one, I think. So it doesn't give you the two of the numbers of the 4 things it tests. And I'm like, oh God, I need to probably do that. But it's horrible. It's really bad.
I think that because I've previously always hated it, and I think you just got to get in the mindset of like, it's like training for this next year, like lining up at the line and being like, I'm an absolute unhinged animal right now. Try to hold on.
I'm gonna enter it like that. I'm gonna go into it like I'm gonna
bust through like
Yeah.
200 more watts.
But I'm terrified up until the moment because I don't want to do it. I mean, it's like no. Okay, let's go.
Is that what you've been hiding the ketones from us for?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I should just totally like swig like 3 bottles right before it's like, let's go. Just puke all over my top tube. What's wrong with me? What's wrong? What's happening? So we'll see that. I think I need to probably Saturday or Sunday do the test. I do want to say that'll be my second fitness test, and Paul and Jackson were supposed to do it the first time, and I haven't seen any of those results.
So
from you
let's
guys.
ask the question that's going to really get down to brass tacks. When are Paul and I ever really going to do this? Never.
Paul will do it.
Well, if you twist my arm, I mean,
long
like
ways.
like he was
You
talking
can do
about.
the Swift one, Jackson.
Could is the operative word there.
So, like
For
Sam's
the show.
like,
For
yeah,
the show.
I'll do it for the show.
For the band. For the band.
Yeah, all right. I'll do that just for shits and giggles. But like Sam says, yeah, I was aiming for all this, and my statement was, I don't chase numbers, I chase wins.
Oh my
God,
God.
you are such a
Yeah. Screw you
So-
and your numbers.
You know what? When I'm making you cry on my rear wheel this spring,
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We will
Did you
see.
get almost 400 miles in a week?
came on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know,
Hey.
my 400 miles I'm going to be getting in a week is
Oh, by
going
the way,
to be
I'm
closer to spring.
Double your age. Anyway, keep going. We have
Paul.
Dr. Dave. I mean,
Yeah.
sit here and
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
you
you're
know
in
where
between the
my
two.
muscle mass is gone. It's-
We got the
I
we got,
poop half of it out
Yeah.
every day.
we got the Gallagher brothers beside you. You know, you're gonna get there's gonna be a fight, and I put you in the middle on
That's
purpose.
very good.
These
Just
guys
like that.
couldn't.
Very good.
The thing is, you have to be wise. I'm not going to be strong.
Yeah.
I never have been strong. These two will
Oh
be.
my
He's
God!
gonna
That is
do-
the biggest
two-
pile of shit
That
I've
is a
ever
lie.
heard.
These two will
Yeah.
be button heads and burn themselves out.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go, see ya.
Yeah.
Or you'll do what you did to me this last ride, and you're going to sit on the front and like punch it just enough to where I'm like, no, I know what you're doing. Screw you. And I go hard on the front, and then you just slot in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm up there murdering myself.
It's all a mind game.
Yeah.
Isn't there a, now? This is
That
ironic.
has, you can't put numbers
I'm not
to
falling
that.
for it again, Paul.
Yeah, it's ironic coming from me, but don't you learn from your mistakes?
Never.
Okay.
That's because he chases numbers.
No, it's because I just want to
And
make
we
people hurt in the
chase
moment.
wins.
right.
Paul, you sound like the drunk guy at the end of the bar.
That's because you're chasing numbers.
That's right.
You dumbass.
Speaking of which, Paul, tell us about your week in the sun, man.
It was awesome. Now the trip down in Reader's Digest version, for those again, that's
That's
what
an
you're
old
at all
reference.
level.
Oh
yeah.
you're
So
Hey, you guys.
so
I'm just gonna keep it on rotation.
yeah. So my wife drops him off at 7:00, and fog rolls into Spokane. It's like I can't even see at the end of my gate, you know. And I delayed.
before?
Yeah, because there's fog. Okay. And it's, the
Oh,
fog's. You can look out windows there. you
Brain
know?
fog.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Just didn't know.
So anyway,
Cataracts.
it kept going,
Glaucoma.
and then all of a sudden I called my wife, and it's like they canceled my flight.
Oh man.
And so then I've got my app from Delta, and it says we rescheduled you. So I originally was going to go from Spokane to Seattle to Palm Springs, and I hate going to Seattle. ZTAC is like I've lost all my luggage. Things get missing, dropped. It's the worst airport I've ever experienced, and I've traveled a lot. I tell you, SeaTac is a hellhole. It's just this vacuum that's just.
He's getting
Sucks a lot.
older.
Yeah.
In front of our
I
eyes
know,
right
I
now.
know.
So anyway, then it says, you know, I was going to go to Salt Lake City and then Palm Springs, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
get in there till at that point, like after 11. Well, my rental car now is gone. I can't even pick up my rental car because they're closed. So I had to cancel my rental car. So I get in there. I actually get in 5 minutes before closing, and I run to the Avis. And I said, "Do you have a car?"
You ran through airports
Yeah, I had to run
Like OJ.
Avis. And it's cool because
without
it's,
killing people.
and it's open air. It's like
Oh.
you have your gate, and then it's outside until you get to the rental. I mean, it's all enclosed.
I'd have
It's
spun around
was
like Julie
palm trees
fucking
and
Andrews,
fresh air.
man.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
threw my first F bomb. I would have spun around in that just that warm air, just like.
But of course,
Oh, it would have been
the
so
locals
nice.
are like, you know, puffy jackets and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
because it's 50.
Yeah.
Right.
I hadn't seen 50 since October, but
Well, they all got shit circulation because they're in their 80s.
well, and I'm in there too.
Well, you're
I'm not 80, but
you're the young
shit.
buck probably over there.
So I got my car, get in there, get in my Airbnb, and so I'm meeting a guy that I've ridden with since 1986, Stu.
Yeah.
And he's been down there for 10 years, and he goes, I'll get things squared away. And he actually was stellar. He helped me through the whole thing. Met a good group of guys, Desert Bicycle Club, and they did some spirited rides. There's tons of them, and it was phenomenal. But Stu was able to delay our ride the next day because I came in late till noon. I said, I got to assemble my bike. I don't know what's going to go on.
That's breaking into dinner time for a lot of those guys.
Yeah. Well, we got to hurry up for the early bird special.
Yeah.
We got to get this ride over with.
1:30.
Yeah. But the strange thing is, my first ride, I meet at a coffee shop, which is probably they have long blocks there, so it's really hard to say blocks. It's probably 3/4 of a mile away. And I ended up meeting up with 3 guys from Spokane.
Oh my God.
Wow.
There's 4 Spokane people going out for a ride at noon. So it was pretty cool. It was 70 degrees, and I was just like, I was giddy.
Was there a specific plan of training, or did you just go like, I'm gonna just zone 2 and just enjoy?
I went in just, most of those guys have been riding year round. I mean, some of them, most of the people that I met from this Desert Bicycle Club, there's a couple of guys from Wisconsin, Minnesota. There's people from Canada. As you can imagine, they're all from the north, and this is what they do. They come down, and they are, despite their age, they're very strong. And Stu is very, very strong. He's just 71, I think, now, and he won I think it was a stage race in Tucson, Arizona. So, yeah, in his age group. So these guys aren't, the age is one thing, but these guys, it was not an easy kind of cruise around thing. And I met up with a guy, the first ride, one of the Spokane guys, he goes on the Strava, is called Nuke. And
Nuke Lelouch?
Yeah.
I just made that up because I've seen
that's
Bull
where
Durham.
he's a baseball fan, and
Really?
Sue is too, and
Really?
we talked baseball. Anyway, Nuke was on that, remember that gravel ride we put together?
Yeah.
He and his buddy Brent were on that ride.
Really?
And when I saw him, I'm like, hey, you look familiar. And then we kind of connected up that way.
Oh,
So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Was it intentional to celebrate your birthday all alone? Is that your
It
thing?
wasn't intentional, but,
It's
I
just,
don't know.
just
I mean, to
ended
me,
up
it's
that way.
like,
Were you physically alone that night? Like
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
because Stu and his lovely wife, Sarah,
Okay.
invited me over for dinner. We had a great Italian dinner, and he had a great Italian bottle of wine, and we sat around and told all kinds of stories and yucked it up. Yeah.
What else did you do when you weren't riding your bike, man? I just need to know. I mean, did you just kind of? I just imagine you just like powering
by the
down
pool.
and sitting in the corner and just like, ooh.
Like C-3PO.
Well, I had a studio.
Alarm
There
was
wasn't
off.
much.
Boop, time to ride.
The thing is, we get done. Most of the rides take off at like 8:30, and rode with some great guys, Craig and Rick down there. Rick was part of that, and they invited me to a social one night. I went to a brewery, and we sat there and drank beer and had dinner, and
Nice.
there was like 100 people there. This group's pretty big, and they're pretty, it seems like pretty tight. And I have a story, if there's time to share, about one of the bigger rides, spirited rides. That
400 miles in how many days?
it was actually 354, but I didn't ride Monday.
Liar.
Can round up.
Yeah, I didn't get to ride Monday because rain came in and they had 50-mile-an-hour gusts on Monday. Otherwise, I would have easily broke 400.
Sounds like a Wednesday here
Yeah. Well,
because we're the hard man of the north. All these pussies in California.
so.
Listen to me. I'm so full of shit.
Yeah.
I did buy 2 sets of Velatos, and I bought some D's Nuts Embro cream, man. I'm serious
I'm
this
telling
year.
you,
I'm not messing around.
it's gonna change your
Is it?
life.
Is
It's
it?
the best.
Is it the
Yeah.
medium?
These nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embro cream. Have you ever had Embro cream?
You're
No,
gonna have,
I use
gonna have
Ossos
melons.
chamois cream.
No, it's not chamois.
gonna
Do
make
not
them
grow.
mistake
Down
this. I need to clarify. Embro cream is not chamois cream.
Oh, good lord.
What's ambo cream?
it's
Embro?
It's nut cream.
Yeah.
Your nuts.
No, it's not for your.
Do not. I need to clarify.
You're a
I need
terrible
everyone
person.
out there to
Put
know.
it on your legs, not on your balls.
Yes,
Then
and
why-
there's a specific order. You
However,
put on chamois
if
cream
you're-
before Embro cream.
If you're a true cycling nerd, you probably were abused in high school, and you've probably had the same sensation on your nuts.
We called it cream or
So
Jeezy.
we're gonna
We put it in
skip
people's
over
jars.
that. So why does it matter? Why does it matter if you put on chamois cream if you're not putting it on your taint?
Now, Embro cream is not for your balls.
Well, I know that now.
Now, like right now.
Right now.
Okay, so
because
did you
there's
know
a lot
that
of
2 minutes ago?
territory.
If D's Nuts is selling it, you're telling me right now the first thought in your mind is not.
Do you know
nuts.
what D's Nuts stands from? Dave Zabriskie.
Yeah.
Okay,
But he has chamois cream. That's
Yeah.
what he started.
It
But
started
I'm,
as
but
chamois
I'm
cream.
like I'm genuinely wondering like why does it matter if you put on chamois cream before or
Ember
after?
cream?
Oh, because
okay,
let's
of
say
course.
you
If you're
put
not-
Because
let's
there's a very fragile zone.
Let's take this just for a second here before we get to Pulse. I just want to take you through the
Sit tight,
steps here.
Dr. Dave.
Let's say we put a warming, almost to the point of like ow hot, into our hands and rub our legs down. And then we put a softer lotion on the same hands and rub it on our junk.
So it's a whole CBD
In your
lotion
eyeball
with
kind of
the-
thing.
It's a
Yeah,
contact.
Like,
It's a
okay.
thick.
like
It's
cutting
thicker
up
than chamois
jalapenos
cream.
and rubbing
It's-
your eye.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Taking a pee while making nachos.
Yeah.
Or,
Not at
or
the same
even
time.
worse
No.
if it slips up the other end.
You put chamois cream
You make
up your
that
asshole?
mistake once. Well,
No,
Sam
I'm
does.
saying
Sam
I'm
does.
So
saying that
I do
if-
have to clarify if you say it
He
like
does.
that, I thought the same thing.
Okay. No, if you're out on like, because most of the time I'm gonna use Embro cream is out on like a wet, rainy ride, and by the time then, like it's fair game for that Embro cream that's now been spread across everywhere. Is going.
Voraciously putting the chamois cream on. I was like, woo! Oh,
Did I get too far?
let a little finger go there.
We gotta cut this. We gotta let this go.
I distinctly remember riding behind Sam and seeing chamois butter coming out of the butt
That's
of his
way
friend.
too much, buddy.
I'm just
Whoa.
saying. I think he does
You
put
guys are
chamois
more
butter
than brothers.
on his butthole.
It's everywhere, but
So when you fart, does it blow a bubble?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Sam just lays it on the floor and he just slip and slides into that shit.
It's like Wallace and Gromit. I got the chamois lined up at the end, and I'm just slipping across chamois butter. All right,
This went
where were
down
we?
pretty fast. That's-
This episode
All
is
right.
gold.
yeah.
I'm in tears.
I don't know what we're talking about, but it's wonderful.
I'm in tears. We did interrupt. Paul was going to tell
Yeah,
a,
right.
a short
was-
story.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at
what
you.
I admire about this group of riders,
Oh, okay, not us.
no.
Good call.
Yeah, because, well, everybody got to taste what our bike rides are like. No one wants to ride with us. So, they have several rides that they do certain loops. And real quickly, the first one I'm on was on a Thursday, and they do this, and there's actually a small little loop, and then they literally paint on the road 500, 400, 200.
Really?
Okay, yeah, and it's pretty
Rad.
cool. But I don't know the place.
Yeah.
And we come to a stoplight, and there's quite a few stoplights. Not quite a few, but for us in the Pacific Northwest on a ride like that, there would be more than
Oh, really?
we want to see. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's fine. But then...
Well, the average
this-
age is like 80 plus, so the first 3 stoplights don't really count.
Well,
it's the fourth.
The cool thing is,
They're just
is
warming
like,
you up.
they have... Everybody starts at the same spot, but if you don't feel like going hard, there's a group going this way, and there's a group going this way.
Wow.
And that's it. If you want to go extremely fast, this is a group to go with, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was totally cool. And there's no shame,
Yeah.
you know. So, anyway, we roll up to the stoplight, and this guy goes, "Hey, Mr. Arrive, you don't know where you're going. Stay back." And so what it was is, you know, people are turning, and then
Oh.
my delay time. So, fair play. I kind of cooled it back, but I didn't know that just a few more corners and that
God,
was
old
a
people are
sprint. It's like,
crass.
son of a
They're just-
bitch.
It sounds like my mother, and she's probably listening
Well,
to
and
this.
he's
but
one of
my
the older
mom's just
guys.
like we go skiing, and she's immediately out loud making fun of snowboarders. It's like, you guys are idiots, you know, stuff like that. So apparently, the guy behind you is like going, "Hey, asshole."
Well, he's
You don't know
old.
where
He
you're
was
going.
like one of the oldest guys on the ride, but he's extremely strong, and I think that's fair play. But I promise you, next year, it's a different game because
Really?
now I know where I'm going. Yeah. So then Saturday's ride.
Show that son of a bitch.
Yeah. So Saturday's ride,
Son
we
of a
meet
bitch.
at this park, and there's like 60 people, and that's all amongst this group. They're all underneath, you know, the Desert Bicycle Club. I thought this is the coolest thing. And again, there's
Yeah.
different ways to go. Thousand Palms is a more spirited ride, and it's a gradual climb. You come out kind of east of Palm Springs, and it's probably 3, 4, 5%. I'm not sure. I'll have to look on Strava. And then you shoot across. It's called Dillon Road, and there's a little bit of rollers, and you drop down. We were doing 40 miles an hour, 43, 40 miles an hour for 4 miles, and it was slight downhill and downhill, but you were pedaling.
Yeah.
I was in my 53.11 the whole time.
Wow.
And there was a guy there, and this is one of those things where I'm like, what the hell? There's a guy there with a TT bike with drop bars, but he's got clip-ons, and he's got a disc wheel and an arrow front.
Oh.
And he's
Red
fast.
flag, red
That
flag,
makes me
red
cry.
flag.
He
makes
is
me cry.
flying, and to me, it's like there's a group up ahead, and I hop on his wheel, and I thought, well, he's part of this group. And as soon as he gets to the front, there's a series, a barrage of F-bombs and screaming at this guy and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what's going on. And we're going at speed, and it's crazy. So we finally come down, and the regroup where all the groups kind of meet, whatever speed.
No, that wasn't it. Sorry. No, keep going.
All right. And there's so people can take a piss and that type of thing, and then you can get some food and stuff. And I see his bike, kicked up there, and these guys, the really fast guys, are like, "We fucking told this guy, blah blah blah." That doesn't count because I was just quoting. All right.
No, I'm the
So-
only, I'm the
that
only one
counts.
that's restricted. I'm the only one that's restricted.
So, anyway, so Stu fills me in. He's not a part of the club, refuses to join the club. This is a club ride. They told him, "You're welcome to ride, but you can't use aero bars." He refuses not to abide by this. One day he takes the bars off, but leaves his cups, and he's riding, which is even worse.
Like puppy paw with the... Oh
Yeah,
my
with
God.
the cups on there. And so they're like yelling at him. So he's inside, and these guys are like banding together. What are we going to do? Blah, 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 blah. And the guy comes out, and they said, "We told you, get the fuck away. You're not invited until you get a normal bike, blah, blah, blah." And the guy's just standing there. And I'm like, you're not wanted, dude.
Yeah.
You don't pay. These guys pay $35 to be in this club, and it's an insurance, $10,000 insurance that covers. So in the bike club and those rides, it covers something happens like your ambulance. It covers whatever your deductible. I thought that's a cool idea.
That
That's
is a
part of the
very
club.
cool idea.
Yeah.
And so this is something I wanted to share too. I thought that makes a lot of sense. So anyway, these guys, the fast guys, roll out, and I'm talking to Stu, and that guy just starts following him. I thought, we're going to find this guy in the ditch. He's going to be all banged up.
Yeah.
The audacity of somebody I don't understand. And what can you do? It's a public road. He doesn't join the ride at the beginning. He just hops in.
And he's just doing it to be a dick.
Yeah. He wasn't even fighting back at these guys. You just listen to him yell at him, and
Wow,
he just
what up?
Yeah.
You can say prick. It's okay.
That's not a bad word.
his-
You don't have to
his mom
whisper.
and dad
I
are
know,
listening.
but like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Parents
known
are-
as like somebody that's
So
calling a
how
cyclist
would you guys
a
deal with that?
dickhead, but like,
I want to throw that question.
That's
How
a
would you
great
deal
concept.
with that? 'Cause-
I would throw a pump in his wheel.
Well,
would work.
Simple.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah.
I would drop them.
Bones are brittle.
I would
once you
just-
get that
yeah, I would
age.
drop him.
You carry a pump? Is it
Yeah.
a mini pump? Try and do that.
Yeah, but you just expand it.
All right.
Bones are brittle once you get that age.
Yeah.
That's true.
He wasn't. He was
one
younger.
misplaced crash.
He was younger.
Oh.
Drop. Yeah, I like David's response. Just drop him.
You can't. The guy's that's wrong.
Naked ride?
You cannot drop this guy.
We could drop
Even
him.
like up a hill.
good
He's
idea.
on a TT bike, but like you go
Well,
up a hill.
there really isn't like our type of hills
No.
there.
Nobody
Yeah.
heard me say
I would just
naked
turn
ride.
into a total
I'm sorry, what'd you
jackassery,
say?
and I would
Naked
just, like,
ride. Everybody just show up naked.
Well, he wouldn't show up for that, but there's.
That's what I'm
fun
saying.
ones.
No, this is what I would do. I would just literally like do what I've done in the past, where it's like you attack, he gets on you, and then you just literally don't spin. An attack.
Have him and
then-
his wife over for dinner and bring a bowl with keys in it out and tell him you got to put the keys in the bowl. You guys don't know what that means,
I
do you?
don't know.
So like,
That's a
where,
sex
like
thing.
where do you
Oh,
think
God.
of
First you have to take your Geritol.
I want this guy to be so repulsed that he'll never show up again. It's like going,
like what
hey, put the keys in the bowl.
Oh my god.
Time for some swapping.
Okay, here's a more sinister idea. He's inside doing whatever he's doing, and you grab your tool and you pop out half the master link and his chain's gonna break soon.
Well, I said to Stu, I said,
Then he crashes
let's
and
let
then
air
he's
out of his
yeah.
tire.
Yeah.
You know, I was
Yeah.
just kind of joking. I didn't know it was going to reach another level
Stab
of
it with a
hostility when
penknife?
it came out.
Stab his tires with a penknife,
Yeah.
just like they do in the gangster movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
And then
won't see him.
stare at him while that
Yeah.
there's kind of what? What?
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to
I
do?
would just rather be like the Italians in Breaking Away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or the Europeans.
Wow.
But that's a sticky wicket for those guys.
A sticky wicket.
Yeah.
Like a whack-at.
Yeah.
Can you explain that one?
Nice Cockney accent.
Jackson's just over here going, I should just stayed home.
So anyway,
I'm
it was
sick.
actually, I
that
took
sick.
a lot from that group. I think there's a lot to learn. I think
Yeah.
we could inherit
That's
some of those
fantastic.
things.
I
So,
really like that idea of like also forming a club that's just
$35
like,
a year.
yeah.
The insurance
what they
thing's
pay.
Cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
then they have
super
insurance for
cool.
those people.
And then it's, I mean, you could really literally just make that like every day of the week. There's some ride going on.
Absolutely, they have.
You know,
Okay. What's the difference between $35 a year for a club, quote unquote, and $35 a year for a Thursday night spirited ride series where any cyclist in Spokane joins the Spirited Ride Club, and all of a sudden now your insurance is no longer a worrisome issue?
That's what I was picturing. Like when you were saying that was like if we got another Thursday night throwdown or
Yeah.
whatever, the Wednesday night Worlds.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for a club, but anybody who wants to participate.
You join a club, a Wednesday night Worlds club. You
Right.
pay $35 for the year. That gets you into the club. You've signed the waiver. You've got the insurance. And does that minimize risk?
And let me add something else too. They have the right you have to have people in charge there, and of course some people being litigious like we are probably
Yeah.
don't want to step forward, but they have the right to kick people out of that club. So
Yeah.
if you're doing hazardous rides or you're
that's a
being a
great
jerk
idea.
or yelling at people, they do. In fact, when I was down there, not that I witnessed it, but they have already kicked somebody
That's-
out.
That's
Because they're not
genuinely everything I've ever wanted in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Just the power to kick somebody
Just
out.
the power to look at
Power
somebody and
to,
go
like,
like, you know, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Go away.
you're voted off the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voted off the island.
Yeah.
Or somebody who routinely does like something dangerous that's putting the
Yeah.
whole group at. I mean, we
Yeah.
have people like that.
We've warned
Yeah.
you, you're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then we still have the hazard of the dickhead with the arrow bars.
Yeah,
How-
you're
how
always
do you
gonna
deal with
have
that?
You could, at one
You
point,
just
when
hate
the,
'em.
when the dickhead's off the front, maybe you all just go left, 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 left. The whole group just goes right and left, and he's going like, I'm dominant. Wait, where'd you guys go? I needed to show you how efficient my recumbent is.
I've got the arrow bars.
See, that's not a bad idea. That is a really good way to maybe get around the
I do really like that.
training race
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
If somebody out there and understands the process of this and can contribute to it, this is something that I'm in WSBA, right? And I'm now on the board. And I don't know if anybody's listening to this on the board, but the last meeting, I would have rather gouged out my eyeballs with a penknife than sit through it. It was really long and it was really arduous. But and that's nothing against the guy hosting the meeting. The guy's doing all he can. But there are a lot of people who love the sound of their own voice. Hi there. But I think it would be a really cool concept for our regional governing bodies to provide programs like this. If we're paying, let's say, a fee to be in WSBA, we get our numbers, stuff like that. Why can't we have access to a club-based insurance policy or something like that? I'm just wondering if these things would work. So we totally went off the rails with that, and it's going to make me skip the news. So I'm going to do fast forward versions of the news. Has anybody did anybody catch the Santos Tour Down Under?
Yes.
And overall thoughts. Overall, Jackson, you didn't catch it?
No, but I think the result was promising for the future of a very large team.
UAE, yeah. And Jay Vine himself.
Yeah.
How many times did you hear Jay Vine came from Zwift? How many times have you heard that? Paul's rolling his eyes.
Wait, did
over
he
at the beer
actually?
cooler.
Yeah, he
I
did.
Yeah, he did.
Came
I
from
know
the Swift
the-
Academy.
He offered a pro
'cause
contract.
who's the
through
guy
Zwift
from
Academy.
Boise that raced for Movistar that also came from Swift?
Matteo Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Did he come from Swift?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Supposed to.
I didn't know.
I
that.
think J Vine was the first.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. I have
Anyway,
no
yeah.
idea, but I think that's really cool for J Vine because first of all, he's young, and then you bring him to the tour along with a lot of the signings that they've gotten,
Yeah.
and it's a crazy game.
Deep squad.
Right.
George
Yeah.
Bennett's there now, right?
Yeah.
God.
And
they're-
Hershey's becoming
Yeah.
part of his former self too, which is really impressive to
Good.
see. I thought the overall racing was actually really engaging, and I know that it's early in the season, but I was impressed with every day of that stage race. The Tour de San Juan, which is happening right now, I think is an accident waiting to happen. First of all, the technical glitches of yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched the whole stage, but it was just there were moments where all we had was, helicopter shots. And then the first stage with people standing on an island in the middle of the roadway, Remco Evenepoel voiced this displeasure quite loudly. Thank you, sir. That it's another accident waiting to happen. It looks like they're blowing confetti cannons at the riders when they finish.
That's pretty scary.
Right when the
What?
first riders come across, you got these cannons going on each side of the finish line.
It's not cyclocross.
Yeah,
That's what they do in
it's
cyclocross.
lunacy. I'm scared.
With the first stage, what happened is they missed the tight. It's supposed to be a tight right
Yeah.
turn, and that there's a divider, and they all went. Some went to the left, and some went to the right, because all the people were on.
They were running across.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they were on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
and so they had to shift over because they're supposed to be. As they're going down on the right side of that divider, and they ended up because of the corner, they all went to the left, and so you had people going like, "Oh shit, I'm in the race course, standing
Yeah.
in the road." So.
Yeah. The other stories I have, if you did not get a chance to watch the last, what I consider the last major cyclocross race of the season, was absolutely epic. But you only have to watch the last lap in both races.
Yeah.
The last lap was epic for both of them, and it is the last time I think we are going to see Van der Poel and
They're not doing
Wout-
Worlds.
Wout
I
together,
thought they're doing
no.
Worlds.
Van der Poel is,
Uh-huh.
but
Wout
I
is
don't think
not?
Wout is, and I don't think Pidcock is.
Pitcock is not.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got one more race.
They're going
and
where
he's
the
done.
paychecks are being cashed.
Looks
so.
like we have a Dutch Dutch world champion then.
champion.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just riding that far. Lights out. Van Empel won over Puck.
That was a good battle.
Yeah, it was a good, really good battle. All last lap. And I know we talked about it before, but it appears to be moving ahead. The newly launched National Cycling League disclosed the calendar dates for their 4-city Criterium Race Series opening in Miami Beach on Saturday, April 8th. Atlanta, Georgia, well, it's going to host the second stop. May 14th, final 2 stops in the summer, August 13th in Denver, Colorado, and September 10th in Washington, D.C. 4 races, teams from city-specific kind of a concept, very Americanized style of racing. 1 million prize purse divided among the top 5 teams. And the format, I think we talked about before, is this concept where every lap gets points. It's like an ongoing points race. Without prior comments, does anybody have any thoughts on the success of the concept of the National Cycling League? He sips to shut himself up.
I mean, I think it'll be successful for the pro American riders. That's it.
I think like
Financially, is that
Yeah.
what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I really care, and I feel bad saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd rather watch Tulsa Tough.
I think that it's an Americanized version of cycling. I mean, like crits are American cycling, right? Like it's one of those things like it's what we have going for us in the sense that it's like high intensity for an hour. That's about Americans'
Short
attention span.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
Exactly. And then like throw enough money at it, and sure, I think honestly it can be tremendously popular. Is it something that I would have like? Yeah, I mean, obviously now I'm never going to be interested in that. But like, if I was 18, would I be like, oh, I want to be in the? No,
But the short attention span is one thing, but an entire race based upon keeping track of points.
But it's just like it's like football or anything else. Like there's points to track, right? And it's like, oh well,
but not every
not
minute.
the same. Yeah, I would agree with you, and I think that would rely
It's a
on
1 to 2K course.
on something that you do. Is the announcers are going to have to explain what is going on.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And then you have to rely on the information that's coming in, because they're not coming by at like a running race.
No.
They're going to be hitting speeds near 40 to get these points, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, so we're waiting. We'll have the results on last lap. Oh, here they go again.
Next
you know,
up, the graphics
exactly.
department's going to be the most busiest part of that
Yeah.
entire thing. The graphics and the timing people.
I like the idea, the concept. I think they're trying to do too much too fast. I think that if they had like a typical points race, not every lap,
every third or fifth kind of thing.
Or there's they accumulate points like, okay, we're going to do 60 laps. So lap 20, points are they double there, they double even more there, and then the final, that's a simple concept.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have people on the graphics going like, okay, we can get all this information. Okay, as it's sitting now, but how do you keep track as a racer? Think as you're racing. What place did you get, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is my turn.
Yeah.
So where are we sitting now? It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. As a racer, you could keep track of like what you needed to do, and then I mean, cycling has always been like, it's a long haul sport, and that's not like you're thinking in a crit even like which is already a short attention span. Like, how am I going to win that last lap? And you're strategizing just for that. So you're kind of destroying one of the beautiful things about cycling, like in the Tour. It's just you're thinking the long game. Like it's not even just about that 100-mile stage.
Right.
It's about the entire 21 days.
And I don't have a problem with a points race format, but the points race where it's every lap is just gonna
exhausting.
The numbers aren't you're gonna get lost in the numbers game. It seems like a flawed concept. But by the way, on top of it, you have the ability, because riders are going to be paired with power meters, with cameras, with all this kind of stuff, and I guess virtually you can compete with the riders in the race.
Stupid.
I have a feeling Paul's going to jump at that opportunity. Paul, by the way, happy birthday. We bought you a subscription. His eyes just open up like a puppy dog. Really? What? Oh my God! Thank you.
I'll never use it.
Yeah. So basically, you could compete at the same time as the riders.
Just to know how bad you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, you can't.
Yeah.
I can't
even
sit at 450 watts.
Well,
for
not
an
only
hour.
that, there's more than just the numbers again, people.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know.
God!
You think about
It's true,
cornering and
though.
stuff.
So
You're
old.
starting to
It's so true, though.
puts things in position. It's not just square heads down. I'll pedal through the corners. These guys aren't producing any watts around the corner, and you're on Zwift and you're doing 450 watts when these guys, they got a break and they got other people.
Yeah.
That's just not even realistic.
Yeah.
That's just foolish. Foolish play.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I was going to grab a topic, but being as we're 56 minutes into our show already, I will hold that topic for next week because we have other things to get to. We have actual serious, high cash money being exchanged segments that we have to get to. And we have to ask Dave the very important question. But before we get to it, it's time for the mini party. Paul is another year older. He tried to slip by without us knowing. But thanks to his wife's social media post, I found out. She put a huge happy birthday thing up on the social media. So in honor of your birthday, we have a very special story about Paul moment. So we're all gonna take a moment and just tell an interesting anecdote, quip, story, complaint about Paul Main, the one and only rim brake diehard.
So this is a frickin' roast, right?
Yeah, it
And
is.
you're
To an
Dean
extent.
Martin?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? All right. Again, over their heads.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But just say Dean Martin was this drunk guy who hosted the show, and everybody go like, "Oh, okay." that's
And he
bad."
had, well, there we go.
I haven't been drunk on the show in a while.
Ever since the first bourbon night.
first bourbon night, I was just like, wait a minute.
differently. Yeah.
Why are words difficult? So for example, there are two stories that immediately popped into mind when I thought of the one and only Paul Maine. First one is, and I'll give Reader's Digest versions of both of them, and that's an old person's reference there. You already used it. The first one I do recall very well, the night before a race, the Tour of Frozen Flatlands, in our old house, having you and your wife and CP and his wife over, and actually drinking so much that we peeled back the carpet in my living room and danced to Earth, Wind, and Fire, the same song 9 times in a row, all of us in the living room dancing, going, thinking to ourselves, we're racing tomorrow. We are racing tomorrow. And I do remember getting severely dropped that next day at the Tour of Frozen Flatlands.
Severely.
Yeah. That's my first one. And my second short version one is the day Paul has horrible hands. They get cold, they're probably cold now.
Well, I did have a problem. Stu has the same problem I do.
Really?
We did Box Canyon,
Yeah.
which is up this canyon. We got down to the bottom after we climbed it and came down. There's the Joshua Tree National Forest, and we came down. And I stick my hand out, and he's like, I got the same problem. It's
Really?
65 degrees, and their hands
Oh,
are
my
like
God.
white.
We are at a Circle
There's a name
K.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you?
What's it called again?
Raynaud's.
Reynolds
that's
disease.
what I got.
Yeah. Reynolds disease. Is this a syndrome or a disease? I want to call it a disease just because it
it's an
sounds
old
better.
person thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding, it's not.
But I remember Paul in a Circle K. We walk into there to get something to drink and refuel because it was cold. It was really
We
cold.
went from like 39 degrees to like 20, 28, 29 degrees.
Paul's in the middle of this. They had an island for the fountain drinks, and they had a sink there. And Paul had the water on cold, and he was just like barely getting his hands in there, just going.
I couldn't even get my gloves off.
I've never seen. He just looks at you, and I wish the video was really working well because I just look at the kid. Is it that one?
Yeah.
He was just going. It was just that face. I will never forget that face. That's my Paul story. Anybody else want to throw one out there?
Ooh.
All right. Well, I feel like I've known Paul for a while, but I haven't adult known Paul for too many years, even though he's one of my groomsmen in my wedding.
Yeah.
So, I think I would let Paul tell the Chuck the Buck story. That's the story that I always remember Paul by.
We don't have enough time.
Yeah, exactly. But there is one, and it was, funnily enough, it was the two oldest men in the room, along with me. We all went to Seattle together, right? And so,
Oh God. This was for Bike Town.
yep,
Yeah.
and we're getting ready for bed and everything, and we're pretty tired that night. We watched, we were sitting in the hotel room. Or
West
not the
Side
hotel
Story.
The
room.
restaurant, West Side Story.
Yeah, and West Side Story was on in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Without sound.
Yeah.
Yep,
And we were all
watched-
just watching it. We were so tired.
We watched
started-
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. We all start snapping. And anyways, we're getting ready for bed, and the lights go out. We're all falling asleep, and out of nowhere, all you hear
Oh man, yeah.
the loudest.
Yeah.
You ever started a chainsaw? That's what it was. And I had headphones, and I put them in. And I looked over, and Dad, you had the pillow
was
over
in
your
hell.
head, and I had my headphones on, and I could still hear it.
I was in hell.
But it was
amazing.
Yeah.
But it was just Paul.
Was it like white noise at some point?
No.
No.
It was not
You can
Sam.
ask my wife.
Yeah.
30 years, she's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Every night she has to deal with it.
Do you know that when we were going to go to Belgium before COVID,
Uh-huh.
I was preparing myself. I was buying earplugs
Noise
and I was
canceling
I
headphones?
was training myself to sleep with earplugs in. Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah. I was like,
We were going to dismount, and he snores too.
oh.
But his are different. He goes, "Pup, pup, 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 pup."
What the hell? That's so weird.
Every once in a while, it gets like a, and then, "Pup, pup, 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 pup."
Oh God.
Yeah,
Guys?
man. Okay, so I'm nowhere near knowing Paul as long as you, but longer, I would say, than you. And so I remember coming back and joining the River City team, and this was 2012. And there was like a few of the group rides or like Thursday or Tuesday night races at the time, and I just remember showing up and being like, "Who is this god?" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely in your peak at that point. Like, I think you were
48.
Yeah, 48. Yeah, that's when you peaked.
I peaked at 48.
Yeah,
But
that's not bad.
yeah. No, I remember like those days back in the day, like if you got on the Paul Main train, that was a free ticket, right? I mean, he would smoke you at the end, but those, and then the, is it the same thing as what you're thinking, the 4 Mounds? Every time you go to 4 Mounds, it's the coon racing.
Oh, the story.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Every
different story,
time you
but yeah.
gotta trigger that story because you're a storyteller, and I love that about you.
And it
It's
changes
like,
every time I tell a
every
story.
time it's different. Like I've probably done that ride 4 times with you, and every time there's more flavor
right.
to it.
It's like, stop me if you've heard this before. No, don't.
No,
I want to hear that. new
Everybody
version.
shut up. You haven't heard it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it out again next time we're out.
Yeah.
So,
If
David,
you ask, I'll give it.
No,
You got
know,
one.
I don't have a roast because
No,
I
he's
haven't
our
known
roast.
Paul
Yeah.
long enough to
Yeah.
roast him. But the thing that pops to mind is it's along the same lines as Sam. Is that when I started racing on River
Yeah.
City, Paul, you were in the like A group, and obviously I started in the B group. And, like back then, we used to talk about looking Euro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never met anybody who looks more Euro than Paul.
Yeah, I know.
It's because his stem's like 3 feet.
So long.
God, I
His
remember
back
that.
Is flat. And,
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if it's right, but it looks Euro.
Yeah. David and I are like, that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like him one day.
That's
Yeah.
because I had a poster of Francisco Mosier. He was the most beautiful guy on the bike. I
Yeah.
thought, whatever, I get on the trainer and try and look at my shadow because we didn't have like
Right.
devices that cover.
Yeah,
the
mirrors
camera.
didn't exact back
No,
then.
no, I'm a
Yeah.
little arched. I got to get a little
Yeah.
more flat,
Yep.
Yeah.
deep, because we had deep bars then, like Merck's in the back
Yeah.
of the picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mirrors
That's
were
right.
80, right? Not BC.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it
do
was
have
backwards.
we do
couldn't figure it
have
out.
we do have one special call-in guest who left us
Oh, no.
the following audio.
My first question is my only question. Do you have a hard line still?
That's not important.
Anyway, sorry I got a little sidetracked over the weekend. Actually fell and broke my leg. Pretty awesome. Honestly, to get to the age that you slip and fall and break your fibia. But regardless of that, I did remember in time. So my Paul Main stories real quick. The best one and most memorable as far as like bike racing stuff. We were in this crit. I think it was in Montana. I'm pretty sure it was Montana. In fact, I think it was Hamilton. And it was like a 1-2-3 crit. And we were cruising along pretty good, mid-corner, 30 miles an hour, whatever. Like, right at the apex of the turn, Paul blows the rear tire. And, of course, the tubular immediately rolls right off. So now it's rim on cement, right in the middle of the pack. Somehow,
So Euro.
I remember, I think everyone got away from him, got around him. But this dude rides like a dirt track racer mid-corner, holds the bike up, gets all the way around the corner. And like I said, he was crossed up like a dirt track racer. And after the race, we look at the rim. It was one of those, if you remember those Champy, they were kind of like anodized, like copper color, tubular rims. And he had worn it all the way through the aluminum down to the spoke nipple. And the dude held it up and did not crash. It was seriously about the most impressive save I've ever seen. And then, let's see.
The other stories are probably not air suitable.
Oh, I've got quite a
So
few of
Euro.
those.
Paul, whose voice was that?
That had to been Team Spokane guys. And on that team, there's Roger.
No.
No, it wasn't. God, I can't remember.
It's hard to tell over there.
Yeah, it is. Otherwise,
There's
because
a lot
I'm
of
good with
background-
voices.
Background
Yeah.
noise, too.
I'm good.
I
with voices.
will tell you that later on this individual goes on to talk about actually he talks about the fact that he has seen your genitalia because he's lived with you.
Lived with me.
Yeah.
Huh. I got to go. I'm a little old and dusty.
I'm not going to go into the detail of what he saw, but this is the one and only Scott Bork.
Oh, Scott. I thought it was Scott from the very, very beginning. Yeah, I really did. But it
That's
sounded
funny.
a little more high pitched for Scott.
Yeah.
So yeah, Borky and I, we were roommates down in Arizona.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I had like a summer, like go down January and ride bikes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Borky was, oh man.
Yeah.
We had tons of training rides.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing about that story when I lost real quick. So caught a pedal is what it was. I didn't blow a tire. I caught a pedal and came down. And then when I came up, both wheels came down and my two-wheeler rolled off and got jammed. And so I'm sliding on just bare rim. And I slid all the way to the far side and people were sticking out their hands and catching me.
Back before they called it drifting.
Drifting. That's what I was doing. I ran back at the pits, and they had this guy in Hamilton, the official for USCF. He sounded like Droopy Dog. I can give you a 30-day suspension.
Nobody knows your references but me.
For not
I know this one.
You know Droopy Dog?
Yeah.
for not properly gluing on your tubular. And I said,
my
base
base
tape is
USAC
still.
refs are going to sound to me from now on.
Hey, you can't do that.
And he sat there and he said, well, I said that the base tape's still on there. The tubular ripped off the base tape. Well, I've never seen that before. I'd buy you $1 for another side of that. Hamilton, it was weird. It's like, what? And he had like mustard stains, and he would.
Oh my God!
I'm not kidding. He wore a referee's jersey with like a sewed on. His wife sewed on his USCF patch on there. Well, I've never seen that before. I'm like,
Well,
Yeah,
golly
'cause-
gee willikers.
you might want to return back to your traps. Gather those beavers
Shouldn't
and
you be
muskrats.
making chili for the guys coming in off the off the cattle hall?
Hey, boys, I got you some good grub.
Yeah, real quickly.
Sorry, I'm just
so
going
Bork-
with the whole dialect thing.
So
here.
Borky says, I'll never forget, there was another time I crashed. I overlapped a wheel. We were in a breakaway together for a race. and I looked over my shoulder, and I overlapped a wheel like that.
Whoa,
I
good
saved
save.
it, yeah.
Okay.
And he said, Bork says, I looked down, and I just see you on impact, and your face is contorted, and your jersey's like pulled back. And he goes, it's like a snapshot I can't get out of my mind. 2 years later, we're racing the Grand, and it was blazing fast, and they had Domino's hot lap thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we were
Yeah.
in a solo.
We
I
were
was like in
starving for
where
some
you're seeing
pizza.
stars and everything, and I remember it just at 35, 37 miles an hour in the straight stretch, and this girl with red hair, her the wind was coming by from the pack, and it just like hung out, and the sun was behind her head, and I'm, hey, that's kind of pretty, you just like, what the fuck, I got it.
Where am I?
I am out. So
Angels!
Bork was in front, and some guy overlapped his wheel. And the funny thing is, he makes impact where, like, we were slamming hard. We're, like, 35 plus. Yeah. And I just have a picture of him. Same thing. His jersey's pulled back from the concrete. His face is contorted. So we both
Why
have
is that funny?
I don't know. 'Cause
Why
we're
are we
so-
laughing at other people's pain?
Yeah. It's not like, I wonder if my buddy's okay. I'm thinking, I got to close that fucking gap he left.
Fucker left a gap.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, in honor of your birthday, we have to do the gift giving portion.
Oh,
of it.
shit.
Yeah. So it's not like it's a shocker.
Oh, delirium.
Yes.
That's from Ghent, my favorite city.
Your pink elephant and your
Thank you so much.
all the other guys in the show blew this.
Wait, what did I say?
I don't even know what's going on.
Ketones.
Oh my gosh! I was like, I didn't take them. That'll help you.
Oh, yeah.
The whole show, I'm like going.
Well, that plugged me out.
No, I don't
I've
know
got
where
the
they
runs.
are.
I'm just wondering.
It tightens up wrinkles.
Yeah, it does.
I need that.
Closes up sphincters.
Well, if we got anything left in our glasses, Jackson doesn't. But happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very
Tailwinds
much.
to you.
yeah.
And thank to Stu and his wife for
Yes.
a good birthday party down in Palm Desert.
Awesome. You're able to
So
go down there.
speaking of old guys, let's move on to let's check out on this episode's of Ask Dr. David. Still open for sponsorship. First of all, we ask we bring up the topic, we ask the panel the questions, and then David sets us straight. We want to. This was the one that you really wanted to get to last week, and it's dealing with erectile dysfunction in cycling. So for the ladies listening, I guess you're off the hook. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Can positioning be the sole culprit? Sam, you can dance on this grave here too. Also, and it just I was going to make a taint joke, but now I'm not gonna. Is positioning the sole culprit and or the savior for the problems down under? So there we go. I'm gonna ask you last of the panel, Sam, because obviously this is something you're gonna probably know more than your brother, and it's gonna turn into this Nolan
more than
Gallagher battle here. Exactly. So I am going to go with the fact that I think ED is if you're talking about relating it to cycling, it is going to be a position issue. If you're doing something wrong, it is going to be something like that. And I would predict that it would be more prominent in these winter months because we spend so much time in the saddle and we don't actually spend time out of the saddle. That's my guess. And tandem riders probably have it the worst because I ride a tandem with my wife, and getting out of the saddle is like finding reverse in a Volkswagen. Jackson.
Wait, so you're saying after you ride a tandem, you
never have children.
Your dick works less.
From experience.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm here.
We have
That's before they got the tandem.
we have proof that it worked once. No, we had the tandem before him.
Okay.
So I'm a miracle.
You're a fighter.
I am.
a fighter.
So I'm a miracle.
You are.
Quote it. Quote it.
Jackson,
You can clip that.
Jackson, what are your theories on erectile dysfunction?
Jackson, do you know what erectile dysfunction is?
Hopefully not yet.
I'm not 4.
Don't stare at me when you say that.
I feel like Paul might have that. I don't know if I feel comfortable answering this question in this setting with you around.
Do you want me to mute my headphones?
Yeah, and turn
No,
around.
you're still going to be able to hear me.
Oh, he
Plug
Thanks.
your ears and
That
turn
one
around.
really worked.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Well-
I understand. I'm here for you, buddy.
I'm rooting for you.
I feel like... I see, this is really uncomfortable for me. Being
That's
in
why I'm
this
staring
setting.
at you.
I feel like it's a myth. I'm going to look you right in the eye and say it.
You think it's bullshit?
Yes.
Okay. You don't think ED is related to cycling at all?
Well, okay. No.
This is taking a long time.
Because you know how uncomfortable it is
No.
telling your father if your boner works. You know how weird that is?
My boner works.
Son.
I'm not ready to break down these boundaries on a live podcast in my father's basement. Paul, what's your response to the question? I'm taking over.
Yeah, Paul.
I think it's crap. It's not bicycling.
It's not
I
the bike's fault.
think it's
Being 60.
yeah. I think age has something to do with it. Personal experience? No. I haven't.
I'm
I
sorry.
never had that experience ever. And if anybody should say because of pressure, is a guy who fitted me. He says, "What
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah.
You got the worst saddle, and your nose is pointed up south."
I think a bigger threat is not using it or you lose it.
There you go.
Obviously, Sam's.
I wish
Yeah,
my
problems.
bike fits went like this.
But I think I know that I've never had a problem. Never had a problem. And if anybody should have a problem, as these guys
Yeah.
said, my position's pretty screwed up.
It is. It is.
I
But
have
you're
no
okay.
problem.
So it's a myth. You're
It
saying
is a
it's
myth. I say it's a myth.
My turn. It has to be a myth because if anybody should not be able to bear children, it would, or not even that, should ever be able to have sex again in life, it would be Paul.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if
Been
you
around
can,
for
I
too
cannot
long.
describe to you what my reaction was when I first saw your bike. Like my jaw hit the floor. I was like, okay, no, we need to talk. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. What?
And Paul's a miracle. Clip that.
2 of us.
Yep.
Well, Easter week is when we always test it for Paul. Because it's like, oh, bear base on.
What does Easter weekend have to do with this?
I don't know.
Peri-Rebellion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The Holy Week.
Okay. So, but I will say, like, a lot of the times, in a bike fit perspective, the pudendal nerve is like a very common thing that people come in and they're like, I have, like issues with
Numbness.
numbness, saddle sores, whatever.
But do
And
they ever say ED, though?
I've had 2 cases that have said
How
that.
old were they?
They were 50 plus.
They're trying to point it at the bicycle, and it's not right. The bicycle always takes the blame.
It's not working
No.
anymore. Buy
It's a damn bike.
The bike gets me excited.
I'm getting a suspension.
Yeah.
I'm riding gravel.
Yeah,
They always
But-
come up with something.
But I will just say, like, it is usually like a saddle tilt,
Yeah.
or fore and aft issue that's
Not a
can be
problem.
resolved.
Dr. David,
Yeah, that's
Dr. David, bring us home.
Okay, so
He's like,
there's been a
"How do
lot
I-
to digest
How do I
here."
clean this?
how do I clean this shit
puddle
up?
up?
Yeah. 3 causes of erectile dysfunction. Number 1, psychogenic. So like it's like actually just up in your head. Number 2,
Wait.
blood flow
Okay,
going to the penis. Is
I'm
not
still
good.
dealing
That's
with the
bike
first
fit.
one.
The first one, it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch.
You're too
you've watched
stressed
too
out.
much
And you're like
porn.
you're in the
So I could,
you're in
I
the
could,
moment.
I
you're
could
like,
work myself into this.
So it's
Yeah.
not real, essentially. Like there's no
Okay.
actual underlying problem. It's like, hey, like a negative feedback. Like, hey, I can't get a boner, and then you think about it every time you try to get a boner, and then you can't get a boner.
Okay.
So psychogenic.
He said boner 3 times, and
boner,
he's a
boner,
doctor.
boner.
Yeah.
3 more.
Yeah.
It's real.
Awesome.
Well, he's dumbing it down for us.
Yeah, he's done. He's bringing it way down
I
to our
didn't know if you
level.
guys
I
knew what
appreciate
erection
that.
meant.
Yeah.
What is it?
Everyone else has been
exactly.
using
I voted.
boner.
I voted in the last direction.
Number 2 and 3, which we're talking about here, are blood flow and then the nerves going to the penis. So say I'm talking about the should I say dick?
Pudendal.
Anyways, yeah. So your saddle could push on those, right? Like
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
be putting pressure on the blood flow and reducing it, or the nerve and pinching it off. And if that's the case, you probably should see somebody for a bike fit, because you're probably going to get some numbness, and you shouldn't get numbness when you're riding your bike. But even if you do, you would have to sit there for so long to actually do enough damage to cause erectile dysfunction. And I don't think there's many people out there who would just sit there for 4 hours with a numb penis and not do anything about it. So if you have erectile dysfunction, you're blaming it on your bike, you might want to pressure your doctor to look into other things. Because
It's a good. Wow. Was Paul the
Paul
most
was
right?
Paul, might,
was
and
the most
also
right.
Paul's experienced 60 years of riding bikes
And
no
having a
erectile
saddle tilt of
dysfunction
positive
says a lot.
45.
Yep,
Yeah.
says a lot.
And I just got a text from a guy who I rode bikes with down there. He says doesn't affect him either.
Yep.
He's 71. So
Yep.
What a legend.
In fact,
Yeah.
I would say riding your bike should protect you from erectile dysfunction, because oftentimes it protects the vasculature throughout your whole body from getting plaques. And
Ask Dr. Dave.
yep. So ride your bike, have boners longer.
ride a physique
that.
Ariani saddle.
Yep.
Will it help with my step? No.
The only
Sorry, Jackson.
the only drawback is the saddle sores are
You're here
very
voluntarily.
unattractive.
They are.
Like
So-
looking at a ski slope. Moguls everywhere.
Oh my god.
With moguls.
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
You said ski slope. And
With
I
moguls.
said,
Moguls
Moguls.
everywhere.
did you say moguls?
Yes.
Oh.
I was too busy.
You know what?
You're hearing.
I was too busy thinking, well, it's these
Man.
shitty headphones.
Well, it's your fault.
It is. I should invest more in podcasting.
Yes.
Because
It's very
It's so
lucrative, I
profitable.
hear.
return on investment, it's really going to turn around here someday. Yeah.
But we laugh.
David, I would continue, but we're short on time, because I do want to, and if you're available here sometime soon, I do want to talk about the haywire heart syndrome, which is something that cyclists have to deal with quite a bit. Because we've heard of a lot of cyclists who express. Anyway, that'll be
That's a deep one.
for our next time,
is.
because we do have to get to quick tips with Bike Fit Sam. You got something for us? Brought to us by our friends at Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit. I don't know if you use that catchphrase, but I want a nickel every time somebody says it.
Okay, yeah, I can make that happen.
So that's
I want it on a
5
shirt.
cents.
I want it
Yeah.
on a shirt. Get fit to get fit. Pat
Yeah.
Bulger. Pat Bulger.
I can make that happen.
underneath there. Yeah,
we
there
can
we
we can print some shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a couple that I was thinking about, but I think I'm going to steer towards. We'll talk about juniors next week.
Okay.
But like for this week, I've had 2 in this last week that have been contacting me talking about power balance and stuff. So like that's a big part of Bike Fit. People come in and they're like, oh, I have. Like I'm talking, it's seriously this close. 52%, like power on my right and 48 on the left, and it's like, dude, you're sweating the numbers here because
That's somebody with ED.
Numbers again.
Yeah, but they'll go and they'll chase
Numbers
these
again.
these numbers and like, well, I need to find balance with this, and I don't disagree with them. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be working towards perfection. Why wouldn't you? But on that same note, they will literally waste, like going through all of these other avenues, and it's
Are
too
they
many
training
people.
for a triathlon? You can tell me, Sam. Are they training for a triathlon?
This is a safe place.
Is it an Ironman? Are they training for an Ironman?
They might be training on a
Do they have aero bars?
they have aero bars.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
So, but I will just say, like, and this is actually pushing people away from, like, you do not have to, if you are not experiencing pain and you are having muscle, or you're having imbalances with your power, don't chase that.
Yeah.
Like, if you are having pain, get in and follow that up because, like, maybe one side is like, I have pain on my right and I'm producing these numbers. Great. Well, I don't really care about the numbers, but you're having pain on the right. Chase the pain. Don't chase the numbers.
If I were you, I would totally be.
What are you doing, you moron?
Yeah,
I would just.
it hurts.
Oh.
Sometimes.
You're a patient man.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
That's a
like,
great thing.
yeah, you have to hear these people out, and it's like, hey, everybody, they just bring what they have to the table, and what I mean by that is like, this is what I'm trying to fix.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's great. But are you having pain? No, cool, keep riding.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I like that. Let's end with a little bit of fun, you guys. A good old classic competitive version of the horse you rode in on. 2023 version.
F you, David, and the horse
Dang it,
you
I
rode in
haven't
on.
studied.
No, so basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off
If this is competitive, I'm
naming
gonna smoke my
individual
brother.
sponsors for the teams. Okay, starting with the saddles, moving to the clothing, to the wheels, to the group set, to the bikes. As I progress up the ladder, you may chime in at any time using your first name, and then I will give you the point if you are correct. Let me see here. I'm writing right now, and I talk out loud while I.
I'll tell the Chuck the Buck story then. While you're
No, that's not. So, for example, if I were to say Eddie Merckx, Descent.
Oh my God, this isn't fair.
I was going to go to 7-Eleven. I was trying to find 7-Eleven, but anyway, I don't remember what wheels they rode. Who knows what wheels they rode? Wilbert, did they? No, okay.
So are you just naming the team and then we name their?
No,
No, he's
I'm
gonna name
gonna
your
I'm
products.
going backwards. I'm starting with their saddles, to the clothing, to the wheels, to the group set, to
So,
the
but,
bikes.
like,
You
determine
name
what
the
team.
team.
But there could be many, right? Because
There
there's some,
can be.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
And
if you
have
say
those?
Shimano, that's 99% of the team.
Yeah.
Team,
Yeah.
So
So our first team, Fitzik Saddles.
Astona.
You start with your name. God,
David.
noob.
damn it.
Clothing, Rosti. Wheels, Campagnolo.
Paul. AG2R.
That is correct. Paul gets the first one. I started alphabetically. Next team. Saddles, Sella Italia. Clothing, Van Rysel. Wheels, Korima.
Jackson. Astana.
Damn it. That was mine.
Nope.
No, no, it's not.
Actually, that's not the team. I
Now
was
hang on,
looking
hang
for.
on.
Don't they have them?
Group set, Shimano Durace. Bikes.
Can I answer again?
No,
No, you're out.
You're out.
Look,
Paul.
Paul. Anybody else can chime in?
Kofidis.
Paul got it because nobody else.
I didn't
chimed
know
in.
that they were on.
That was Kofi.
That was-
That was a big change. Yeah.
Yep. Let's turn the page. Okay. Saddles, Sella Italia. Clothing, Jenga. Wheels, Black Incorporated.
Jackson. Israel Premier Tech.
What?
Failure.
Group set, Shimano Durace. That's what we always used to call
92,
Durace
yeah.
back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
Durace. Bicycles, Bianchi.
Paul.
Paul.
Jaco.
Nope.
Man, who has switched to Bianchi? I just looked at this freaking video.
Arkea Samsic is riding Bianchis this year. Oh, this one's going to go fast. You ready? Saddles. Bontrager.
Jackson.
Sec.
I think Jackson was first.
Trek Sigafredo.
Trek Segafredo.
You suck.
Trek Segafredo.
That was a freebie.
Who should I pick here? Oh, Saddles, Prologo. Clothing, Nalini. Wheels, Shimano Vision. Group set, Shimano Durace. Bikes, Cube.
Paul. Wanty.
Well, Intermarché, Wanty, Martigo, it's not Wanty.
Yeah.
It's Intermarché.
Intermarché, Wanty Group, Gobert.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's
it's a different
Circus is in
one.
there now.
Circus. I don't know.
Well, the Waples guys
Would have
suck.
never gotten
I should almost make you guys one team. You guys
Yeah.
suck. You ready for this one?
This is not my strength.
Saddle Cell Italia. Clothing Calas. Wheels Shimano. Group set Durace. Bikes Canyon.
Jackson.
Paul.
Jackson was first.
This is a
Jackson was
tough
first.
one, but I want to say that it is Alpecin
Yeah,
Dukoinik.
That's it.
You are correct. The other one would be very close.
Movistar.
Is Movistar, but Movistar's
Movistar
riding SRAM.
SRAM.
Movistar's riding SRAM. Women's team. Cell Italia. Clothing Pactimo. Wheels Vision. Group set SRAM. Bike Felt.
Sam.
Sam.
I need to come up with it. It's whoever
Jackson, it's
Chloe
Wahoo
Dygert is
Lacole.
on.
That's not right.
Chloe Dygert is on this team.
No, wrong.
That's not it.
No, she's on Trek.
Just say
No, she's
No,
not
no,
on
she's
Trek.
not a Trek. Excuse me.
No, she's on Canyon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Human Powered Health.
Oh, that's right. I saw the jersey.
I saw it in my brain. How many more should we do? We've got Paul 3, Jackson 1. You guys not very good at this. Saddle Synchros, which is a great brand. I haven't seen that in a long time. Clothing Nalini. Wheels Shimano. Obviously group set Durace. Bikes Scott.
Paul.
Paul.
That's Jake. Jaco.
That's incorrect.
No, I
Oh,
know it
Jackson,
is.
it's DSM.
Yes. Damn it. They
Would have
switched.
never gotten there.
Yeah.
Would have never gotten there.
Sam and David, are you guys mics on?
No, I don't think that I watch pro
They seem to be
cycling.
Yeah,
working.
they
They seem to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just do a stunt already?
Will Air.
Is it Willier or
Willier.
Willier?
Willier.
Villiers. Okay, this one's gonna go fast. Saddles Cadex.
Jackson.
Yeah,
It's Jaco.
that is Jaco.
Wow.
And they're on
Got
Giants.
him.
They're
Yeah,
on
they're on
Giants.
Giants.
Karsten
Yeah.
would be very unhappy with
I
you
know.
guys.
I know. I screwed that one up.
Give me the point.
Oh,
Yeah. 3-3 now.
oh, we got 3-3. Should we do a tiebreaker?
Yes.
And
Tiebreaker,
call
yeah.
it a show because we're at 1:30. Who can I pick?
Unless Samurai takes it then.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really hoping.
Saddles Prologo. Clothing Ale. A-L-E. Ale. Wheels Shimano. Components Shimano.
Here it comes.
Jackson, it's FDJ.
He won, didn't
Those are
He
the
did.
clothing brands.
Jackson
Yeah.
won. It's LaPierre's, the bikes
Yeah.
for Groupama
And that I would've got.
FDJ.
Well done.
I wouldn't have got
There
that
we
one.
go. Yeah.
I was gonna say
So
Astana.
I did. I you know.
Would've come.
I do have to say that I was a little, I don't know if I want to say upset, but bothered by the fact that the Tour de San Juan
is only
is all
specialized.
specialized.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many specialized bikes in that. I don't even want to buy one now.
But
I
they
never
didn't win
wanted to buy one
today.
in the first
They didn't
place.
win today. A Trek did.
I did. Yeah. Spoiler
Quinn
alert.
Simmons.
But yeah, Quinn. Yeah.
Did you see that there's
Are we ready
there's
to
some
forgive Quinn
Cervelo in there
Simmons
that's
yet? Are we ready to forgive Quinn Simmons yet, or is he still a douchebag?
There's a interesting interview. I think it was on
30 minutes later.
he was on gosh, what's his name? Jens Voigt.
Yeah.
And what's it? God.
Do you know that I have an entire
Does this
character
happen a lot?
based
There's
on Jens Voigt?
it's at 60. I mean, I'll speak for you, Dr. Dave. Synapses become like they're disconnected.
Is this
So
gonna
there's,
hap- is
there's
this
just
gonna-
more fishing for
He's
things.
going to be all over the road.
Yeah,
next
it just
year.
takes longer, but he'll get there. Give
Yeah.
him time.
Has this
Reaction
been
times
happening?
are slow.
Yeah, get his readers out for him.
Bobby,
Oh, there
Bobby
they
and
are.
Jens.
There they are.
Bobby and Jens.
Bobby Nant.
Yeah, they interviewed Quinn Simmons and stuff. So it's actually a pretty good interview.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I tell you, the person to look for as an American is Magnus Sheffield.
Yeah.
He's spot on.
He rode really well in
Yeah.
Santos, TDU. There we go, you guys. I don't know if that was was that a great show or was that just an absolute train wreck of a show? I let the listeners decide. I laughed so hard I cried sometimes.
I haven't laughed that hard on this show ever.
There we go.
I was crying.
There we go. So, and I do want to mention thanks to you guys, the listeners. We cracked the top 10 iTunes this past week, and that is just so awesome. Keep it up. Tell a friend, subscribe, like us, all those things I'm supposed to say if I'm a millennial, and rank us on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. And I guess, gentlemen, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
David, thank you for my boner problems. And we will go from there because I just wanted to end the show with boner.
Yeah.
Boner.